Welcome everybody to the Paparazzi Podcast, brought to you by us. Here's Mark. I am Jedi, and on today's podcast, Weekend Pictures, what you're watching, and Mark's remarks. But first, as always, we are going to start with the ceremonial beer crack.
You know, Jedi, I was at the store the other day looking for a beer that would go with this podcast. You know, that's what I always do. I know that's what you always do.
Yep.
And it wasn't specific to this podcast, but I came across this beer. It's by the Paperback Brewing Company.
Where are they? I've not heard of them before.
They are, they're from here. They're from, I think, Southern California.
Very good.
But I don't know, when I was searching all this stuff, I came across a bunch of Australian roots. So they might be an Australian beer that's come here and they're brewing here. What? People correct me if you know what's going on. But it doesn't matter. What the name of the beer was Modern Family.
That's pretty funny.
Parenting was never this easy. Modern Family West Coast Style IPA, and that was just so me because if you guys know, or if you don't know, I was the official Modern Family Pap for many years.
Unofficial?
Yes.
Very good.
Officially.
Officially the unofficial official.
Officially.
Yes.
Yes. Can we try this? Tastes like Sofia Vergara, Eric Stone Street, Julie Bowen, and Ty Burrell all in one sip.
So it
then
tastes sexy and
there
sweaty.
was a little sourness to it, and I think that probably was Sarah Hyland.
Oh, beautiful. I love that. Well, I'm absolutely so thirsty right now, so I'm going to go on and crack this. It is a Golden State Cerveza from Golden Road Brewing.
All right.
Oh, mate. Just a lager, basically, but it's good. It's very good.
We need to get back to pouring glasses so that we can pour each other our beers instead of just hogging them ourselves all the time.
That's very good.
You know what I mean?
Shall I show the listeners that are all watching on YouTube my T-shirt right now?
Yes.
See, everybody that's just listening and not watching is missing out on this. I have a brand new Paparazzi Podcast T-shirt. Mark, Jedi, Beer Crack, celeb shit.
You know what I like most about that shirt?
Your name?
My name was first.
Of course. Well, brought to you by Mark, Jedi. There you go. It just wouldn't look right, Jedi Mark.
Well,
it's Mark and Jedi.
And where are these shirts coming from, by the way?
I have a sweatshop running currently in my living room.
Okay.
I have a bunch. Now, my wife's in there.
You got your year-old daughter in there pulling off sweatshirts?
Yeah. No, my wife's got a cry-cut machine. So I am getting T-shirts on demand at the moment.
Well, we're going to come up with some funny ideas. If anybody out there has some funny ideas for some T-shirts for the podcast, let us know. We'll make the shirts. Whatever gets the most attention, we'll put up for some merch.
Absolutely.
And whoever comes up with the best idea, you're just going to get a T-shirt.
How good is
How about that?
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
Absolutely.
All right.
And we don't ship to England, so Mum, you can't win one.
No, we'll just send it to you anyway. Ship it to you.
Right. I wanted to jump right into this. I saw this headline when I got home this evening. Britney Spears is fucking free.
What?
Yes. Jamie Spears today filed a petition to end the conservatorship. Says there is no longer a reason for him to control the singer's life.
Wow.
So 13 years of being locked in a basement.
Okay. I've got a major problem with this. Okay?
Uh-oh.
Because how long's it been since this whole conservatorship came up? How long's it been since she went and got herself her own lawyer?
Like a fucking...
couple of months.
Less than that.
Less than that. How long's it been? So all of a sudden he goes, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
it just proves his guilt
Absolutely.
about what he was doing the entire time.
Absolutely.
Like, if he would just kind of maybe put up a little fight and just be like, oh, I don't know, Brittany, she still has this problem. She still has this problem. She can't handle this or whatever. Put up a little bit. But for him to just back off and go, you know what? Okay, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm out with what I got.
Exactly. He knew.
Proves his guilt. And
Yeah.
then she should go after criminal actions now, as far as I'm concerned.
It wouldn't surprise me if she does. I mean, Jamie was asking for $2 million the other day to step down from the conservatorship, but now he's petitioning to end it. So I agree with you. Brittany should totally be asking for damages. And you know what? Brittany tomorrow, she's going to be running through the fields tomorrow again.
She could be. Honestly, like, if I was in her shoes, you could go either way. You could go, okay, we're gonna take it to the extreme, and we're gonna go after our dad and do that whole thing, or you could just be like, you know what, I'm free, I'm done,
Fuck it. Yeah.
fuck it, I'm out of here,
Yeah.
and he's out of here, and I never have to talk to him.
Yeah, so as far as I'm aware, she no longer will have to get permission to do anything. So she said recently in Instagram videos that she's always wanted a Bentley. A Bentley is her dream car. Will she be going to the Bentley dealership in Thousand Oaks tomorrow and getting a Bentley?
Yeah,
She could be, and then will she be getting a private jet straight to Hawaii? Probably.
that'll be what, her 4th trip in the last 3 months.
I know, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Which her dad's let her go, but now she doesn't
Well,
have to ask.
Congratulations, Brittany.
Yeah.
Finally, I mean, we've been following the story forever, and obviously justice served as far as
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
I'm happy for her. I'm a big fan of Brittany. I'm a big fan of working her. I'm a big fan of the money that getting pictures of her makes. So I might be heading out there tomorrow.
I'm a big fan of having my own money.
Absolutely.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I would hate to have anybody saying I can't use
Yeah.
my own money.
Yeah. I wonder if she's going to announce a tour this week.
Maybe.
Because I remember her saying, as soon as the dad is gone from the conservatorship, she's going to start touring again. She said she'll never work while her dad is in control of her life.
Okay.
So we will see what is going to happen there.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, good
Yes.
stuff, Spears.
Yes. Jedi, so let me ask you.
Yes.
Weekend pictures.
Weekend pictures.
We got some pictures this
I
week.
have pictures.
I
this
know
week.
you have
Yeah,
pictures this
I'm,
week.
I'm happy,
I'm
man.
just playing around.
It was good stuff. There was a Brit in town, a guy by the name of Tommy Fury.
Do we know him at all?
Not really.
I don't know him. I've never heard of him before.
The Brits, our Brit viewers and listeners will know him. He was on a TV show called Love Island in the UK,
Okay.
where he found his love, a woman called Molly. I can't remember the rest of her name. And he's also a boxer. He was in Cleveland
Okay.
last week. He was on the undercard of the Jake Paul and Woodley.
Okay. Okay. So he's not a celebrity boxer. He's just a boxer.
He is a boxer, apparently.
Okay.
His record is 7-0.
Wow.
So yeah, he's never lost, and apparently he doesn't box for the money because he already is a millionaire from being on this reality show and all sorts of endorsements or whatever. So
Okay.
he was in LA this week. I was on assignment for a British paper. They said, Jedi, Tommy is in town. We don't know where he's staying. Keep an eye on his Insta stories and see if you can figure it out.
Really?
Yeah, so it took me about 3 seconds to find his hotel.
Okay.
Because he posted a video of him on the bed, like his legs and the TV. So just quick search of LA hotels, what the rooms look like.
Really?
Found that right away. And on his
Wow.
Insta stories that day as well, he also posted his hand on a steering wheel of a Cadillac with the Cadillac logo in the wheels.
So you had the hotel, you had the car.
had the hotel and I had the car right away. So I worked it the next
That's
day.
pretty good.
And I got there early doors. He was staying at the Mondrian on Sunset Boulevard, which
Okay.
is kind of a pain to watch because you can watch the cars being brought out by the valet from across the street. But when he pulls out in the car,
and it's across Sunset.
it's across Sunset,
Yeah.
four lanes of heavy
Hell,
traffic.
yeah.
And when he pulls out of the Mondrian, you don't know if he's going to go east and just turn out and you're going to have to make a U-turn.
Yeah, that'll suck.
Well, Woodstock, or you don't know if he's going to turn left and come your way,
Sure.
which is hard for him to do, but fucking brilliant.
Easy for you to pop right in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm there early doors, and a couple of hours in, just going to have a quick sip of beer.
Wet the whistle, mate.
A couple of hours in, see, I thought he was driving a Cadillac when I saw the Escalade logo in his pictures. So I'm waiting for a Cadillac, an Escalade, to come out of valet parking, and this small, tiny little caddy comes out. I'm not sure on the model, but it was a mini SUV,
Okay.
a very small one. So I wasn't paying any
about.
attention to it until I saw his skinny little Brit legs, and then he got into the car. So I'm like, fuck, brilliant, here we go. Here we go. He's a Brit in LA, and whenever Brits are in LA for their first time, you kind of know what they're going to do. It's going to be the Walk of Fame. They're going to go to Disneyland. He'd already done Santa Monica the day before from his stories, although he was posting that the day I was there before he came out.
Okay.
He's one of those kind of sneaky ones because he does get papped in the UK, so he doesn't kind of give away where he is that day. He kind of posts everything the day after. And I'll get to that again.
Mr. Smarty Pants.
Mr. Smarty Pants, indeed. So he comes out, and I can see he's turning right, which means I've got to do a U-turn.
Oof. Yeah.
No traffic on Sunset.
Oh, that's great. That's good for you. Murphy's your friend today.
Yeah, so good. And then we head towards, we're on Sunset, and we head towards La Brea.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, great. This is going to be one of two things. It's going to be Hollywood Walk of Fame, or it's going to be Universal Studios.
Walk of Fame. How do people got to go to Walk of Fame?
I don't know, but they do.
Yeah.
People still go
I
there.
guess so.
I saw a homeless man was set on fire on the Walk of Fame this week.
Great.
Yeah, horrific. So fortunately,
Fifth one this week.
yeah, Tommy didn't go there. He went to Universal Studios.
Did he?
He went to.
Did he?
Did he? He went to Universal Studios.
Oh, that's amazing. Now we have the audio.
So,
Yeah. Well,
Universal is so tricky.
is it?
It's really tricky. It's so busy, and you don't have to wear a mask there.
Okay.
So he went to Universal, and I was basically on the follow the whole time. He parked in the parking lot there and went straight to Taco Bell.
Okay.
Straight to Taco Bell. So I'm like, okay. I mean, that's what every Brit likes to do as well. They try all of the American fast food places, and this guy fucking tried everything. It was ridiculous. So he goes to Taco Bell and then goes into Universal. And the first thing he does when he's in there, he makes a play straight for Simpsons Land, Springfield, and gets a ginormous fucking donut.
Shut up.
Just
Really?
an absolute monster. There you go.
That's
Just-
that's at the Simpsons?
Yeah, Lardland or Lardy Lad Donuts.
What's around his neck?
His Universal Studios pass?
I'm a high end boxer pass.
Yeah, I'm
Access all areas.
I'm a Brit, and I'm at Universal Studios for the first time. Access all areas.
So give me the biggest donut you
Yeah.
have. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
So he went to Springfield to start with, and it was so hard to shoot anything there because, like I said, it was so fucking busy. As soon as he's coming out of like the donut place, just people everywhere. It's just awash with people.
Murphy.
He went from there to Moe's Tavern,
Okay.
which is right next door for a beer.
Okay.
No pictures there either because it's just 100,000 million people there.
Oh, and it was. This is what, Saturday?
It was. I can't fucking remember.
I think it was.
It was a warm day.
Yeah.
A hot, busy, fucking sweaty day.
Yeah, and I mean it's still. I mean, around here it's still summer, really.
Yeah,
everybody.
it was scorching.
It's not like kids are back in school. It doesn't matter. You know, everybody's still going.
And in Springfield as well, he posed with Bart Simpson. He posed with Homer, and I just couldn't get a frame because there's so many fucking people. And then
Horrible.
from Springfield, he goes straight to Hogwarts or Harry Potter Land, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
And he poses up next to the train. He goes in all the shops. He goes on a couple of roller coasters, all of which I can get fucking nothing.
You couldn't get him on the roller coaster?
I got him on one of the Hogwarts roller coasters.
Okay.
And he's like hiding like a little girl as well. He was like just cowering.
Not that he knows you're there, but just
No,
he's just doing it.
Yeah, he didn't see me the whole trip.
Wow.
He was just cowering on this ride.
Okay.
And then from there he goes down to the lower lot.
Yeah.
And he goes on the Transformers ride. And then he goes on the Jurassic Park ride, which it's usually, that's where the best frame is on the Jurassic Park ride.
Yeah.
The high-end clientele, the celebs, usually sit at the front of a boat. But of course, Tommy was sat at the fucking back, cowering.
Always wait for the front, people.
I know,
Always wait for the
I
front.
know, it's such a shame because I've got so many nice pictures of celebs on the front of this Jurassic Park boat.
Who's he with right there? Just a buddy?
He's just with a buddy.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got no idea who he is. But we got there at opening like 11 o'clock ish,
Okay.
and the theme park closed at 6, And, you know, we're thinking, great, you know, he's going to go home after this. He's been there all day. But no, he goes from Universal to the Griffith Park Observatory.
Okay.
He does 2 loops
Okay.
and then parks. So I pay my
2 loops, like he goes through the parking lot because there's no parking.
Yeah,
He
because
goes
he
back
doesn't
down
he doesn't,
and then comes back up again.
exactly.
Oh my god! What
And
a rookie!
I know, and then he does eventually park. So I go and park. I pay my $10. So I'm
Okay.
thinking he's going to go into the observatory and take all sorts of selfies. No, he gets out of his car for 5 minutes and just goes straight back to it. So no pictures, and I spent $10 on parking for
Oh.
nothing.
Great.
And then from the observatory, where do we go? Fucking Pasadena, another hour away.
But, so he's trying to hit everything he
Yeah,
can.
and I'm wondering, like, what the hell is he doing? What is in Pasadena?
He's got a limited time.
So he parks up
LA.
on the wrong side of the street. Classic Brit move, because you don't know you can only park the way the traffic's going in
Okay.
the US.
Yeah.
So he parks on the wrong side of the street, and he goes to this house on a corner, and he's taking pictures of the house, and then he starts taking selfies of himself at the house as well.
Okay.
And I'm Googling the address. I'm looking on Google Maps at what this place is. And it turns out it's the house, it's Michael Myers' house from the Halloween movies.
Do we have a picture of this?
Yeah, go to the next one. So that's him taking a selfie of himself outside of the house. Like
the Halloween house.
Halloween house.
Yeah.
From, the Halloween
I know where
franchise.
this is. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
had absolutely no idea. And he's just walking around, walking through
There's like a
alleyway.
train track
There
right
is
here.
a train
Yeah.
track right there, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, so really weird. But then from there, let's quickly.
It doesn't look like the Mike Myers house though. Like
No,
when
it's
you look
completely
at it now,
changed. It's like a
completely changed.
fucking mortgage
Yeah,
business or
exactly.
something like
Exactly.
that. But quickly going back to Disneyland, he also went to
Universal. Yeah.
Universal. He went to Krusty Burger as well. Had a great big fucking Krusty Burger.
Okay.
And then after he goes to the Michael Myers house here, he goes to In-N-Out Burger.
Okay.
So in one day, Taco Bell, great big donut, Krusty
Wow,
Burger.
just a
In and
full
out.
tourist. Just
In
full
and out.
tourist.
So
Yes.
that's day one.
Oh, there he is.
This is the next day. So this is the next day, leaving Wendy's. He went to Wendy's the next day for breakfast.
Okay. Wow.
And he also...
Wendy's has, I think, a really good breakfast something right now. I'm kidding. I don't know.
I haven't got a
Wendy's has
clue,
any
but
fucking breakfast
it's quite
shit.
funny. He went to Wendy's and he parked in a disabled spot. So he parked really badly in a disabled spot in the blue zone.
Yeah.
Which obviously he has no idea of. And of course I'm thinking, fantastic, this is going to make a nice picture. His car is there and he's going to walk right out. And he's a high profile millionaire boxer
Yeah.
parking in a disabled spot.
Yeah. You got it?
I got it.
Oh, look at this.
And the Sun ran it. Millionaire Tommy Fury risks a US parking ticket. As he's
Wow.
spotted grabbing food.
Oh yeah, I've seen those those
Yeah, that's
Cadillacs
that's
around
the car
lately,
there
yeah.
as well. But
Yeah.
he just parked absolutely horrific. And
Well, he doesn't give a shit.
he hasn't got a fucking clue. He hasn't got a
He
clue.
just didn't give a shit. Even
And
if he did, he just didn't give a
He
shit.
just drove so slowly as well, like super cautious. I mean,
Well,
this
he's got so much to look at because
Well,
he's trying to
exactly.
figure out the next thing he wants
Yeah.
to do.
so, mate, it was such a pain. It
Okay.
was so good, but such a pain working this guy.
Okay.
He did so much.
Wait.
but-
Tell me you didn't go
Yeah, he goes to after Wendy's, he goes to Gold's Gym in Venice.
in Venice.
He doesn't like work out there or anything. He goes in, buys a bunch of merch, and then walks back to his car, and then eventually goes back to the hotel.
Wow.
And he actually flew out on the second day that we were working. As well.
Wow.
But it was just a wham bam, thank you, man. Just 2 days, ton of pictures, absolutely no idea, even though he's looking right at me in that shot.
That's the back. Oh yeah. By the way, right what you see behind there, that's just a little bit of a homeless encampment. Back
It was
there on
so
Third
bad.
Street, yeah.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really great 2 days of just working a Brit. I love working Brits when they're in LA. They're extremely easy to work. They have no idea that you're on them at all.
Yeah.
And especially if it's their first time, they just hit up as many spots as they can.
I can't remember the last time I've seen such a tourist as far as like someone who is a celebrity, but becoming such a tourist
Yeah.
to LA.
It was brilliant. It was so good. And the thing is, his girlfriend, who's also a celeb, wanted to fly out and be with him on this trip.
Ooh, that would have been so good.
But she was denied because the US is on like the red list, the no-fly zone
Yeah.
for UK visitors, unless you're coming here to work or you.
Which he was doing?
Because he was boxing.
Okay.
He boxed in
Got it.
Cleveland.
Oh, yeah, got it.
So yeah, if she'd come as well, it would have been even better.
That would
It
have
would
been
have
way
been
good. Yeah.
good money. Like they're, an up and coming power.
He wouldn't
couple.
have been cowering behind his buddy.
No, he'd have
on
been,
a Hogwarts
yeah.
roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And like a couple of days before that, I was working on Sybil Shepherd. I don't really know who she is. She used to look like that, an absolute beaut. She's in her 70s now. I've attempted to get pictures of her many times before. It's one that my office had a hard-on for the longest time. So I'd never managed to get pictures, but I turned up this one day, and she came out walking the dogs, which was, it wasn't a great picture. She doesn't look, that great. She had a visor on, sunglasses, but she's somewhat of a recluse, hasn't been photographed in a long
big
time.
recluse, yeah.
So I'm hoping they do something. And you know what? She spotted me instantly.
Really?
Instantly.
Like, is it right here?
No.
Like, did she already get you right here?
She'd already spotted me. Like
So she knew you were taking pictures at this
when
point.
she came out the house, I drove past her house. No, sorry, I didn't move at all. She looked at me and looked and looked and looked, and I waited. She walked past me maybe 100 yards. She didn't look back, so I drove past her to get a position to shoot her walking towards me.
Yeah.
She pointed at me, turned around right away, walked straight back to the house. So I just posted up outside and kind of hammered her.
Wow.
Still through tin. I kind of wanted to be as discreet as possible.
So do you think she just knows her neighborhood so well?
I think so.
That car was
like,
not
yeah,
meant
like
to be
nobody
there.
ever parks there, I guess.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
It was a legal parking spot, but yeah, she was sharp, and hopefully I don't ever have to work her again because it was a ball ache.
Well, I have a really good Sybil Shepherd story.
Bullshit.
I do.
What?
I do. Yes. So when I was 12 years old, okay,
Okay.
they were filming Moonlighting. Do you even know what Moonlighting is?
No, but I know that it's a movie or TV show that she was in because I googled her.
Okay, good. It was a TV show that she was in with Bruce Willis.
Oh, they dated for a while.
Yes, and they were together for a while
Yeah.
because of the show. And I mean, they had the heated chemistry throughout the whole show. It was a big deal, whatever. But where I was living at the time, 12 years old, at the mall that I hung out at all the time, they were filming a movie.
Ah.
This is my first kind of delve into my movie shooting career. So I hear they're shooting. A friend of mine and I go up there and we go to check out the movie shoot and stuff. And we didn't know about extras. We didn't know about background, anything like that. And we're like, can we be in the movie? Can we be in the movie? To anybody who would listen,
That's hilarious.
No. We've already got everybody. Whatever. So what they were shooting a scene where they were basically arresting, or because they played private detectives, whatever, in the show. And they were discovering this guy who had stolen a bunch of money. And the scene was the guy was getting kind of like attacked by Bruce Willis or something like that. And the money gets like hit and falls over the top floor of the mall and rains down on everybody, right?
Okay.
That's the scene they were filming. And my buddy and I, at the time, we were like, we're going to get in this no matter what we do, okay? And we sneak in right before they're right, because we're listening to how they're, coordinating everything. And we sneak in and we sit down on this bench because all we want to do is get on camera.
Yeah.
We don't care what we look like. We don't care anything, So we sneak in. We sit down on this bench right when they're shooting, and we cower behind this bench for about, I don't know, half an hour while they did like 2 or 3 takes of this thing. But the money like rained down, so they only took like 2 takes, maybe 3 takes, because they had to gather all the money back up. They didn't want to do it. So, and then when the show came out a couple months later or whatever, our little heads were in the back on the thing, and that was my
That's awesome.
claim to fame.
I love
then.
that. So it's because of Sybil Shepherd that you're doing what you do now.
Well, and I got a huge crush on her after seeing her and being around her on that set and seeing her in person and all
She
that
was a
stuff.
stunner back then.
She was, and yes, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
But
She looks so much like Brie Larson, doesn't she?
she does actually.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. I wonder if Bree's ever heard that before.
I don't know. Incredible.
But yeah, so that's my Sybil Shepherd story.
It's good. It's better than mine.
Hey, you know,
Now, is your week in pictures any better than mine? That is the question.
you know, I went through the entire realm of age groups on this week, Jedi. Okay, my first set of pictures, I drove to the end of my street,
Nice.
you know, down at the beach, and there was some signs there. They said PH.
Oh,
PH.
could it be?
As you would say, and of course, when you see a sign that says PH, you're going to go investigate, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So go to investigate. I see these small trailers, kind of a low end type of production, not a big thing. Early days, that kind of thing, where I had to sit in my car for about 2.5 hours before anybody even showed up on this.
Well,
thing.
at least you're just down the street from home.
Well, I didn't want to go any further, you know. So I see kind of the signs on the trailers. I see what the production is. I look it up. I see it's this Disney girl. And it's one of those where you're like, okay, you know, she was in this. The guy who's supposed to be in it was in this. So her name is Sophia Carson.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't know who she is.
Her name is Sophia Carson. She's a singer.
Okay.
She was in Descendants. It was Disney's Descendants. Not sure what the show's about. I've seen it a million times on commercials, stuff like that. But I guess it was a real popular show.
Okay.
Because she has like, I don't know, a couple, 10 million or something, 14 million
Okay, so that's
followers.
That's what I'd have looked up right away.
Exactly.
As soon as you find out who she is,
Yeah.
she's got a gazillion followers.
You look up the followers and you say, okay,
worth
this is going to
doing.
work. Yes, exactly. So, and the guy was the prince in the new Cinderella with Camila Cabello.
Okay, that's coming out this week, right? Or next month?
I think it just came out.
Yeah.
I think it just came out a couple days ago. And we should put that on What You're Watching because I watched about 5 minutes of it.
Okay.
So
I'll watch it this week.
So I'm like, okay, these two might be something. Who knows? But it's one of those where I always get these newcomers before they're popular. They are popular, but before anybody cares.
Yeah.
You know. So I hung out on set. I got, she finally showed up. She's going to and from makeup. I'm getting her. I'm getting this stuff right here. Nice clean stuff. Here. I got the the production right there.
Full length.
At this point, at this time she was taking pictures of her post or for her Instagram and stuff. Just getting this, sneaky stuff. And then they go down. They shoot the scene, and one of the directors of this is one of the directors that I used to work with on the 90210 set all the time. So even if, worst came to worst, I would know the director. She actually pulled me aside sometimes and had me shoot shots of her for her IMDb and stuff like that. I know her pretty well.
That's great.
So it was kind of cool to see her anyway because I hadn't seen her
Did you say
10
hey to her?
years. No, I was too far away. But this is her doing her thing. This is her filming a scene. She plays a waitress at this bar. And she's a music writer. She's a musician, and she falls in love with Soldier. Hence the name Purple Hearts.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
So this is a Disney Plus show?
I think so. I'm not sure, but it's a Disney. It's something that has to do with Disney for sure. And then there's just a couple more shots of her here. No big deal. And then moving on, a couple days later, I get some info on a show that's coded on my list. Don't know what it is. I show up there. I instantly see it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
See, I thought that show filmed in studio. I've never seen it though, so I'm just guessing.
Most of it does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I was surprised too. But then I looked it up and I'm like, who is in this show? Is there cameos? Is there anybody who cameos the show? I mean,
I don't know. Like I said, I've never seen it, and I only know of one actor that's in the show.
Exactly. So
Tiny little man.
Exactly. So I'm there a couple minutes, and they drop off Danny DeVito.
That's the main guy.
Right? And I see him walking away from me. So I'm thinking, okay, I hope this is quick because I don't want to stick around here all day.
Yeah.
Waiting for Danny DeVito.
He's a tough sell,
exactly.
Unless he's doing something super interesting.
But I see where they dropped him off. And I know if he is going to come back out, I know where they're going to pick him up.
Yes, it's going to be a nice, easy frame.
Maybe. So they were only in there a few minutes. It seemed like a really funny scene of what they were doing and what they were talking about. I couldn't really tell what they were doing, but I just heard a lot of laughter. I heard a lot of people joking, stuff like that. But they called it, and then they're bringing him out. There was nobody on this road. This is across Pico, by the way.
It's a busy street.
It was a busy street, but there was nothing going on, of course, just before this.
Yeah.
And of course, right when they call this guy to come out, right?
Let me guess.
It's like this. Okay.
Just carnage.
They're like, we need to get him out to the car. We need to get him back to studio.
Fucking 18-wheeler
And it
just
was
coming
like,
past.
yeah, and I had to pull up. I had to just pull up because I was sitting there waiting at a parking spot. But then I had to just pull up because I had to get the angle between his cars. That I had to pull up, and I just had to put my clicker on and then wait. But I had to block one lane of traffic. So everybody behind me's pissed off.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there, but I don't care. So it's like, boom, this frame. Boom, this frame.
A car coming the other way.
Yeah. Boom, security guard. My favorite thing in the world. But then, oh yeah, we got a truck.
FedEx.
Got a truck. Doesn't matter what it is.
Murphy.
But then finally, I got like 3 frames of him just clean coming out. He's got like paint splotches on him, stuff like this. Don't think it's sold.
He's hilarious, isn't he?
Who knows it will?
I don't know.
Will, but he hasn't aged, dude. He's what, 70? Should we guess this?
Sure.
I'm gonna say he's like 72.
I was just checking to see if I've shot him before. You're saying 72. I'm going to take the over. I have shot Danny DeVito. I'll pull that up in a second. Danny DeVito age. Danny DeVito. 77.
77.
77. Okay. But as you're typing Danny DeVito in, the first thing that comes up is height.
That's funny. I've never
how
wondered.
tall do you think
I've
he
never
is?
wondered how high he is.
How tall do you think?
Oh my god!
Is?
Well, I'm looking at the picture right here.
He's smaller than the child next to him.
Yeah, I mean, what are we? Are we guessing centimeters, inches? What I mean, I'm gonna say
it's like feet and inches.
I'm gonna say 5'1".
I'm gonna go 4'11". 4'10".
Oh,
yes,
sort of.
Fucking nailed it.
Oh, that's good.
I'm just gonna pull up my pictures of him really fast because I didn't know I'd ever shot him, and I haven't.
Oh, okay, there you go.
So I don't know what that is.
I never have shot him either. So
Yeah.
this is the first time I ever shot him too.
I remember, like, whenever we would do like the Malibu beach trawl in the summers of yesteryear, you know, he's had the house in Malibu forever, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And I remember seeing, is it Rhea, his wife, Rhea Pullman? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, his wife would always walk the dogs down the street.
Okay.
But I never saw Danny. Actually, I think I might have seen him once sitting on the beach chairs on top of his little sand dune. But maybe he was too tiny.
If I was Danny DeVito, I would be good at sitting on my beach chair.
Yeah, I think he was sitting on a beach chair, but there was a sand castle in front of him, and it was blocking him, so I couldn't get a frame.
Small sand castle?
Very tiny sand castle. Very tiny. That's good. I like that. I like those pictures. Any more?
No, I mean that's all I got of Danny DeVito. It was just a quick, one-time deal. And this car right here that you see is the car that was picking him up. It was a Toyota RAV4.
See, that could have parked, a foot back as well, and you'd have just been screwed.
Exactly, and that's the gap I had to get because I was parked just over here a little bit, and it's the only shot I can get. So between Murphy and everything else, at least I got a couple of frames.
Absolutely.
And they'll go somewhere.
They will. They'll sell someday.
They always do.
Everything does sell, whether you're going to make $100 or you're going to make 65 cents.
12 cents.
12 cents.
I was going to say 12.
Yeah.
And so that was that, and then I went to a couple of sets a couple days later that turned out to be crap, and I was on my way back to my house. Okay, this is a random thing. So I'm on my way back to my house, and I have to go over a freeway interchange.
Yes, you do.
To get back to where I'm going. And as I'm going across the interchange, I always kind of look out over to the left. If you look out over to the right, you see all of downtown LA. SoFi Stadium, all that kind of stuff. I usually look at that.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's not much off to the left.
I always look at SoFi as well.
Exactly, when I go over it, right?
Yeah.
So today I look over to the left and I see, the courthouse, which I hate looking at.
Yeah.
Who likes looking at the courthouse? And I see a light that's shining in a window, a movie light that's shining in a window down below me. And I'm thinking, okay, as I'm cruising along at, 68 miles an hour. Okay, there's a light down there. Whatever. I see a van cruising. Okay, whatever. Let me get off on the next exit.
Yeah.
I have to look at it. I
Gotta
have
check
to see
it out.
what it is. I get off. I get over there. I pull up. I start seeing the signs. They say drop. Okay? And I came across this a couple of days ago. No, about a week and a half ago at the same thing. We didn't talk about it on the podcast because I don't think nothing really happened because I think I got majorly scooped on it.
Yeah.
But drop was Dropout.
Okay, I know what it is now.
Which is a movie that's filming right now. I don't know if it's a movie or a TV show or whatever. That's filming right now with Amanda Seyfried.
Mm-hmm.
She's playing Elizabeth Holmes.
Yes, she is.
The girl that created the Theranos machines that now she's going to trial. And by the way, this was the day that the trial started.
Perfect timing.
For Elizabeth Holmes.
That kind of shit's happened with you before. Remember the Charlize Theron playing
The
Megyn
planets
Kelly?
aligning, yeah. The planets aligning. So as I'm checking it out and I see the signs, I'm like, oh my God, this is like one of those things again where it's like, because I was just talking to my wife in the morning because they were all talking about on the news. Everything was about the fact that her trial was starting and this and that. So I'm like, I have to get whatever it is.
Of course, you've got to smash it.
So when I pull up, I see everybody kind of scattering everywhere, and they're going to lunch.
Okay, so that's great timing.
It is great timing, but I don't even know what's what. I don't know where people are coming out of. I don't know if the crew's coming out of this way or the stars are coming out. I don't know what's happening, right? So I pull up to just get my bearings, and I look up and I see her walking out of this building. It's like a kind of a building that the Theranos used to be in.
Okay.
Like
a warehouse
a few years ago.
type of thing.
Yeah, just a nice Silicon Valley looking type of place. So I'm seeing her walking down the thing. She's eating something, and there's nothing I can do. I just pull up to the side of the road. I'm 400 distance away, and I just kind of open up my door and I, go for some shots here, and so she's eating. You can look at her right here, right? She's looking up. She spots me right away as she's taking that bite right there. She spots me right away, and I'm just I don't think I look obvious
You're
at all.
parked legally, right? You're not completely like in the middle of nowhere. You're not in the middle of the road.
I'm nowhere where she should have noticed that quickly, But she so she sees me, right? She's looking straight at me. Of course, there's a security guard on my way, because that would have been a nice full frame right there, right?
She looks so much like Elizabeth Holmes.
Exactly, right?
Like, I mean, obviously she is in costume, and that's what Elizabeth always wears is the kind of black sweater or the black pants.
So look at the next frame, right? So the next frame would have been the clean frame, right?
Yeah. And
but she spots me right there. I can't move anywhere. I can't do anything, at this point.
Now,
so that would have been a nice clean frame of her right there, but I'm blocked by this security guard. And then the next frame right here, she puts her hand up over her thing.
Now, do you think you do think she spotted you and
Absolutely.
She's covering up?
100%.
Maybe she's obviously eating. She's taken a bite of something.
And she's just going like that.
She's just covering her mouth.
She's doing that thing like I'm talking to somebody because she's walking next.
But she's covering up. She's eating. She's covering her mouth so the people around her don't see that she's eating and there's cheese hanging out of her mouth or a bit of tomatoes dropping.
Possible, but I don't think so.
Because you always think you've been seen, there's no chance.
If you go back, if I could zoom in on this, I would do it. But she instantly spotted me, and she held her hand up there for the entire time. I mean, that was all. That was all it was. I mean,
still good frames, nice frames.
It was, and I followed her throughout the rest of that walk.
And I remember seeing them online.
They did. It was. How can they not make? I mean, it was the day that her trial started. It was this. It's a big deal. But I mean, look at the resemblance there.
Yeah, she looks exactly like.
Let me go back to the one where she's not covering up.
Exactly like Holmes. It's very, very good casting.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't plan on it, but a couple of days later, and this will lead into that was the end of my week.
Pretty
But
good week.
This will lead into the us talking about some what you watching. I ended up watching the Elizabeth Holmes documentary.
Yeah, The Inventor.
Yeah, The Inventor.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I didn't know. Looks like we're delaying a little bit here.
It's fine.
I didn't know, the entire story behind everything.
Yeah.
When I was shooting this, and I've shot it twice now. I got scooped on the last one though. And it's going to be interesting to see because, number one, Amanda Seyfried, she's got to play this woman who's obviously got this crazy influence that convinced dudes to, these investors to invest billions of dollars into her company.
Yeah.
At 19 years old. And I don't know whether she's playing the 19-year-old going into the, to where we are now, or she's playing the later end or whatever. I mean, in the pictures, it looks like she could be a little younger.
Yeah.
But Elizabeth Holmes' voice, I don't know if you've heard it before.
I have. I've seen The Inventor as well.
It'll be interesting to see what her voice is, like what Amanda Seyfried portrays her voice to be, because it's a really like low, kind of like kind of groggy voice.
Yeah.
And I've read that she doesn't do that voice all the time.
No, it's
like
when
that's her business voice.
Exactly. She's trying to sound important.
Yeah.
But I mean, from watching The Inventor, she's a fucking fraud.
She's a fraud, genius fraud.
Very smart fraud. She got a fuckload of money from these investors.
Well, but also the idea of this machine.
I mean, it's a good idea.
It's a great idea,
but it's not doable.
Exactly. Maybe a couple of years from now. But it's like I always said when I was watching the documentary, I thought to myself, why didn't she come out with like the 1.0, which was it did the 5 tests that it could do, and then she would evolve from there. Like, why would you go straight into just saying, oh, this thing does all this?
Yeah. She went for everything.
She went for in the documentary they had the best line. It was the fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people do these days.
But she faked it and never made it.
She faked it and now she's gonna.
She faked it and pretend she made it.
Yeah.
But no, it was a good one. I recommend watching that as well, especially. Probably worth watching that before you watch the Seyfried show whenever that comes out.
Yeah.
I think it's a Hulu show. Like Hulu seems to be having fucking everything right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I know they're getting everything right. I mean, Hulu and Netflix is whatever.
Yeah. So I have a watch you're watching as well.
Okay.
It's something I've watched before, but I started watching from season 1 again. There's 8 seasons of it, and the new season is supposed to be coming out later on this year, and it's on Showtime, and it is Dexter.
Oh yeah.
I am rewatching Dexter. I'm currently 6 episodes into season 1. I've completely forgotten what happens in the show. So yeah, I've started watching that again. Obviously, Michael C. Hall, Jennifer Carpenter. They were married at one point, which I'd completely forgotten as well. And I'd also forgot, I didn't know if I'd shot him or not.
Are they not married anymore?
They divorced.
Oh, okay.
They divorced. So I Googled to see if I'd shot Michael C. Hall at all, and I had shot him. These are my frames right there. And this was just after he filed for divorce, and he's showing. He's got a
little bit of heartburn.
Well, he's got his left hand up, showing that his wedding ring's gone.
Oh.
And we didn't know where he lived either, but we knew that he frequented Kings Road Cafe on Melrose. That place is still there as well.
Really?
Yeah, so they're like, this is 2010, 2009, I think. So I was staking out Kings Road Cafe.
He's looking so young.
Yeah, that's a fucking long time ago.
He actually looks like Dexter.
He did, well, it's funny enough because he was Dexter.
I know. It's just look at the comparison.
Yeah.
It's like
it could almost.
This is fake life.
Yeah.
This is real life.
It could almost be like he's on set right now.
Like, look at that picture right there.
Yeah.
Look at the top right picture.
Yeah.
It's
the same fucking thing.
It's the same.
But I waited maybe an hour or 2 hours for that, and he showed up to Kings Road Cafe.
Wow.
And went and had breakfast. That was his hangout every single day.
Wow.
Yeah, very good. Have you ever shot Dexter or Michael C. Hall? You must have.
Yeah.
Just like magic, there it is.
No, I shot Dexter a bunch of times. As he was Dexter, like I didn't really shoot him any when he was himself.
It's shot in Miami, though, no? It's set in Miami.
No, it was just set in Long Beach.
It was shot in Long Beach.
Long Beach and Miami are very similar.
Incredible. I had no
there
idea.
was one of the NCIS shows, or NCIS or CIS Miami
Right.
was
CSI.
shot. CSI Miami
Yeah.
was shot Long Beach.
Oh, I didn't know
Majority of the time, sometimes in Miami. And Dexter is funny because I watched Dexter, and it was I got to maybe the third season, and they still hadn't shot in Long Beach yet.
Huh.
So I still haven't got to like the really like the stuff that I shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I shot him a lot back then, and because I was I don't know, one of the only people with the info.
Yeah.
On Dexter and stuff, so I got to know him pretty well. Him and her.
Yeah, it's funny. Like obviously Jennifer Carpenter in the show plays his sister.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many.
Which is weird.
How many seasons in they got married?
Yeah, I want to say it was like the second or third season.
Well, and then they divorced as well.
Yeah.
So what season did they divorce in? And then they carry on shooting as brother and sister.
That's weird.
When they were married.
It's very weird.
Yeah. A bit of Hollywood incest.
Yeah.
Kind of shit.
I probably made it to like the third season, and just the thought in my head always was just like, how are they doing scenes together?
Yeah, it's such a good show though. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Watching back for the second time.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good show. I need to finish off my seasons.
Yeah.
What do we got now? What do we got?
I think you have a remark. Do you have a remark, Mark?
No, I don't have a remark, but I am going to have a remark. But
stay tuned.
There's one thing that I wanted to talk about, and another photographer sent this to me, one of our friends of our show, Michael Stewart. Remember when he talked about his Anya Taylor-Joy Tiffany?
Yes, a couple of podcasts ago.
Yeah, a couple of podcasts ago, he talked about his Tiffany shoot with Anya Taylor-Joy. And he was saying he had a bunch of problems with the crew, and how they, were giving him a bunch of hassle, and how he was on New York streets, and there was nothing anybody can do about it, and he would shoot, right? Now, he sent me, or it was posted on Instagram from Tiffany. They made an ad out of the hassle that he had with the crew. It's amazing.
You know what?
Let's watch this for a second.
That's genius.
It is genius. I'm pissed though. But let's watch It sounds so familiar.
That's so good. And I mean, he said on the podcast that, the cops always side on the side of the Paps.
Yeah.
That they can shoot. Everything that's shot in New York is on public property, right?
Yeah.
So you can stand and shoot as long as you want. But I think this is absolute genius by Tiffany and Co. And they it's posted from their own Instagram.
Yeah.
They've used it as a marketing tool.
Yeah.
And I think it's hilarious. I think it's fucking genius. I'd be pissed if I was one of the Paps in it and like being used and not paid.
Yeah.
Like, did they ask him to sign a release form?
Yeah.
Probably not. But for a commercial I bet they probably used it on TV as well. Like, they should ask him for that, surely.
Yeah. I mean, I would be pissed about it if they used my likeness without me knowing. Because, I mean, yes, he has a mask on, but he knows who he is.
Yeah, and you hear his voice clearly.
And you hear his voice clearly. So the fact that they used his likeness without his permission is definitely maybe some sort of a legal thing.
But then was like the pictures he was taking of Anya Taylor-Joy against her permission?
Well, no.
I mean, there's a debate there.
There is a debate there,
but she's a public figure, whereas Michael is not.
But I think it just comes down to the law, and the law is they're out on public land, and they have a permit for that. But still, we can shoot that being on public land.
Yeah.
But them using us without permission, them using our likeness without permission, it's a different kind of a story.
Yeah.
So obviously they did it. it is what it is. He's not fighting it, as far as I know. But the funny thing about it was the sound effects they had in the background.
Yeah.
They had like a helicopter flying over,
Yeah.
which was not there.
They made it.
They
sound-
totally added in all this shit
Yeah.
to make it sound more dramatic and
Yeah.
stuff. And the chaos on the street.
chaos. Yeah.
I guarantee it wasn't chaos.
No.
I guarantee it was two people that said, "Hey, you can't shoot," and he goes, "No, I can shoot. I'm sorry. Where have you guys been? This is what we do every day. Blah blah blah." And it ended up to be pretty civil, I'm sure, in the
They
end.
Hollywooded it up.
Definitely,
Yeah, that was fun though.
it was hilarious, and I give it up to Michael Stewart for standing his ground in that whole situation.
Of course.
But yeah, okay. Now, okay, Mark's remarks, and we're done. Okay, I got a Mark's remarks here.
Very good. Love it.
A couple of weeks ago, Chris Hemsworth posted this video. Okay, and I'll play the video for you. And I want you to know, just focus on the hairdresser in this video.
Okay.
Okay, and I want you to tell me what you think the hairdresser was thinking during this whole time. Okay, and then I'll tell you what I think.
I'm stuck with a friend. I hope you're happy too. I'll never do it. I'll never do it. I'll never do anything out of the blue. I'll never die. Is it all
Look at the hairdresser, right?
Yeah.
Like he's not having a good time, right?
No, he's trying to do his job and do his hair. Who's the dude fucking it up?
Okay, so the guy behind him is Taika Waititi.
He's the director.
He's the
I
director.
recognize the name.
He's the director of the Thor movies. He's Thor Ragnarok, and then the new Thor that's coming out, the Thor Love and Thunder.
Okay.
So he's the director, and he's just blown up. Like he's beyond blown
Well, he's
up. right now.
dating Rita Ora at the moment. as well.
Exactly. And so he's just exploded as far as
Yeah.
wealth and influence and
Huh.
and Hollywood.
So he can do what he wants.
Then we got Chris Hemsworth here, who's also the same guy,
Yeah.
the same status.
And who's this
of
poor
everything.
hairdresser that's just getting accosted by
Now,
the pair of them?
what I'm seeing right here is Chris Hemsworth is going along with Taki,
Yeah.
Takai.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what his real first name
Yeah.
is, but this guy just seems like he just wants to do his hair. Like
Yeah.
he just wants to do it. Like, okay, it was funny for a second, you guys, but now I just got to get back to work. He's just a guy who's earning just a little extra cash here. He's earning his living. He just wants to. Maybe he doesn't even know what the song is. I don't know what the song is.
I haven't got a clue, never heard it.
Let's just play it one more time.
That's mad.
Like right here. It's like,
I'm stuck with a friend. I hope you're happy too. I'll never do it. I'll never do it.
all over the face.
I'll never do anything out of the blue. I'll never die. Is it all
Anyway, I don't know. I had a problem with this,
Yeah.
and it's these two multi-billionaires that are just like, obviously in charge of the whole entire movie, in charge of everybody there. They have this towering influence over everybody, and this guy's just trying to get his job done.
Yeah. Poor
Yeah.
bastard.
Exactly.
Let hairdressers do hair.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, he's got a job to do. He's got to make Chris Hemsworth look like Thor. I mean, he's got the biggest job in the world.
Absolutely.
I mean, just talk about pressure, right? Anyway, I know you're trying to loosen him up, guys, but that's not the way you do it. I'm sorry.
And
But,
on that note,
And on that note, yes. Well, if we have offended anybody on this episode, we do apologize. Jedi?
I mean, we do apologize. And for those who are listening and just watching, please go to our new YouTube page, Paparazzi Podcast. Like, subscribe, watch, tell your friends. That's about it. Keep downloading the podcast, guys. We appreciate it. We appreciate all of you.
Yes. Yes. And for him and for myself, take care and be well.